CES 2020. Well, that was a crazy week. Let's talk about it. Greetings Internet, it's Dustin again with my HomeKit Home, bringing you all things Apple HomeKit, from product reviews to how-tos to news, just like this one. So if that's something that you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of our new content as soon as it's released. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope that over the holiday break you had an opportunity to spend time with your loved ones. I know I did, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But it's back to business as usual. Well, not quite usual, because this last week was CES, the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you're not aware of CES, it is a tech industry trade show where companies large and small show off what they've been working on over the past few months and years, and they introduce products that they maybe hope to release in the coming year. Not all of the products that are announced at CES actually make it to market, but it is a good sort of roadmap for what we can expect in the coming year. As it is a technology show, it does include the latest and greatest in the smart home, including our favorite smart home platform, HomeKit. So what we'll do in this video is we'll go through some of the bigger announcements and maybe some of the more obscure ones and kind of get an idea of what we can expect for HomeKit in 2020. So we've got a ton to talk about today. Let's get into the video. It does seem like the announcements begin earlier and earlier each year, and this year is no exception. The folks over at HandUm LED have announced that their lighting solutions for cabinetry and shelving will be compatible with the Philips Hue system, thus giving them access to HomeKit. Although we don't have any pricing details as of yet, these lighting products should be shipping in the third week of January. With a temperature, humidity, motion, ambient light, and noise sensor, as well as a built-in night light, the Minute Smart Alarm, which is already available on the market, should be getting exposed to HomeKit later this year, so be on the lookout for that. First announced at CES 2019, Favaro have yet again announced that their Rainbow RGB LED strip controller should be HomeKit ready by the end of the year. They've also announced that themselves will be producing an LED light strip. Although we don't have pricing and availability, as soon as we do, we'll be reporting on it. Shenzhen-based VocalLink have officially announced their SmartFlow air purifier. If you're keeping track, this is one of the only HomeKit-enabled air purifiers available on the market, and if their other products are any indicator, this should be an affordable and widely available option as well. We've also gotten word that the company is developing a humidifier, which should be a souped-up version of the ever-popular Flower Bud. Hot on the heels of their popular contact sensor security alarm, Onvis have been hard at work on a slew of new HomeKit products which should be released in 2020. Most notably is a new IP camera. Some of its features include dual full 1080p streams, as well as support for Apple's HomeKit Secure Video right out of the box. Of particular interest to our friends in Europe and the UK, Myton is preparing the release of their Avia Secure Smart Lock for multi-point locking systems. First announced at last year's event, this Bluetooth 5.0 and IP54 rated smart lock should see its release sometime this year. Smart plugs are nothing new for us in HomeKit, but what do you do when you have a soft button? Well, the folks over at Keymi have solved that with their push button pusher. It uses a small robotic arm, not too terribly unlike the SwitchBot. The device should be available at the end of the month, though pricing at this point is unknown. Korean-based television titan LG have announced that all of their 2020 models, including their new Real 8K set-tops, will all be supporting HomeKit and AirPlay 2. Geometrically minded Nanaleaf have announced that the hexagonal panels they announced at last year's event will finally be making its way to the market at the end of the summer. In addition to that, they also announced their Learning series, which is a switch, a button, and a gateway, as well as a bulb, which respond intuitively to the environment in order to provide you with the best lighting experience. With very little fanfare in the days leading up to CES, IKEA announced that their theater and casual smart blinds now are controllable using HomeKit. This makes a lot of people happy and is actually going to make my credit card not so happy. Popular affordable lighting solution company StLED announced that the third version of their smart hub would be HomeKit compatible. This means that not only will their recently announced Edison-style filament bulb and candelabra bulb be HomeKit compatible, but also their existing lineup of lighting products and their control devices as well. Best known in HomeKit for their welcome and presence security cameras, the Atmo have been hard at work on a smart lock. This is an interesting lock, most notably for two reasons. The first of which is that it is a cylinder lock. The second of which is that it forgoes traditional keys in lieu of NFC keys. One thing we didn't hear about, however, was the video doorbell. Blue by ADT announced that they've been working on a few different HomeKit compatible security cameras, including a video doorbell, an indoor camera, as well as an outdoor camera. All three cameras stream in 1080p. The indoor camera and the video doorbell are both hardwired, whereas the outdoor camera is a wireless version. Winning 9 to 5 Mac's Best HomeKit Accessory of CES 2020, Abode announced their new IOTA security camera. This camera has all the usual suspects: motion sensing, 1080p streaming, night vision, two-way communication, but what sets this camera apart is that it has an included mount which allows you to use it with the existing doorbell wiring of your home to give you a video doorbell experience. This is a really interesting product and I'll be very excited to see this come to market. High-end smart switch maker Brilliant have announced that they have two new products coming to market, a dimmer switch and a smart plug. These two devices work in tandem with the original smart switch, and they've been promising HomeKit support, and hopefully we'll see this for all three devices sometime in 2020. German-based HomeKit exclusive manufacturer Eve Systems announced they have an update to their Eve Energy smart plug with a drastically reduced form factor, as well as the Eve Water Guard, which is a leak detector with about a 6-foot lead. The company also announced that they are planning to release Eve Cam, the 1080p camera with night vision, two-way communication, as well as 150-degree field of view, should be supporting HomeKit secure video right out of the gate. This is a pretty competitively priced camera as well, supposedly coming in at around $150. Lutron announced that in February they plan to release 2 new devices for their HomeKit compatible Caseta bridge. The first of which is a signal repeater, which should get you about 60 more feet of range. The second of which is a motion sensor, which has a 180-degree field of view, which the company says should give you a better small movement detection. And the motion sensor also has a whopping 10-hour battery life, which is, for me, unheard of. Let's see if that's actually true. Wemo has a couple of new products it plans to bring to shelves in 2020. The first is a revamped smart plug, which is even smaller than the Wemo Mini. The second of which is the Wemo Stage, which is similar to the Philips Hue dimmer with 3 buttons that have support for single and long presses. Unsurprisingly, Philips Hue was at the event showing off a couple of new outdoor lighting products, including a new Appear wall-mounted fixture, the Lily Spotlight, which is a big brother to their existing Lily lights, as well as some new fixtures for the iconic line of Pathway lights. New to the HomeKit ecosystem is Wachao, I'm not exactly sure how to say it, but they do have some pretty interesting products. The first of which is a video doorbell, which seems to be a trend this year. They've also announced an IP camera as well as a smart blind motor. So hopefully we'll see these come to market in 2020 along with their Zigbee hub, which has a host of different smart home products that should work with HomeKit as well. We can always count on LifeX for some pretty interesting product releases, and 2020 should be no different. The company announced that it plans to release 3 different diffuser variants for a Edison-style filament bulb, which seems to be pretty popular these days, a tunable white version of their color candelabra-style bulb, as well as the Z-Strip 360, which is a collection of smaller LED strips with corner connectors to make it easier to backlight a monitor or television. The company also plans to release the LifeX switch, which is a 4-gang style switch that allows you to control not only dumb lights but also the LifeX lights as well. August is updating their ubiquitous smart lock with a new version which is supposedly 45% smaller and 20% slimmer. This is particularly impressive considering that instead of Bluetooth, the device now uses Wi-Fi directly, avoiding the need for the Wi-Fi Connect bridge. Also impressive is that they've changed the power supply to use small coin-sized batteries, which should get you about a year of battery life with 10 door actuations a day. I'm impressed. Using August's smart lock know-how, sister company Yale has announced they've been working on a few new products of their own, including a smart safe, a smart cabinet lock, as well as a smart delivery bin, which allows you to remotely control a bin that can be secured to the foundation of your home or the structure in order to receive packages and any sort of other deliveries. Pretty unique little product. HomeKit newcomer Votion has announced a spread of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth accessories planned for release in 2020, including a smart magnetic door lock intended for sliding glass doors, as well as a smart water valve which can control any attached watering device. Alongside this is their soil sensor. Now, of course, HomeKit doesn't actually have a product category for soil sensors, so we assume that this is going to simply measure humidity, and then we can use that information to control accessories and set conditions. Not to be outdone by LG, Vizio also announced that all of their 2020 television models, including their 8K version, would also be supporting HomeKit and AirPlay 2 in the coming year. Also, they will have support for the Apple TV app. Sony is also keeping up with the Joneses, announcing HomeKit support for all of their 2020 models as well. So as you can see, this year was a pretty blockbuster year for HomeKit at CES. Now, we didn't get any of the big announcements from Apple like we were expecting, but we did get to see a lot of new kind of smaller companies coming to the forefront with things like Wachio. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. We also had announcements from Onvis and VocalLink. So a lot of Asian companies are coming into the HomeKit realm and really starting to drive down the price and expand the options that we have in HomeKit. We also got lots of announcements from larger companies like Legrand and from Bosch and Chamberlain about some products that they hope to be releasing soon. You know, a lot of these products, they take a lot longer to actually roll out and come to fruition than I think a lot of companies expect. So I didn't include those here. We'll leave links to the blog down in the description box below so you can check that out if you want to read up more on some of the different things that were announced. But I'd love to hear from you. What was your favorite announcement at CES 2020? Let us know in the comments down below. Also below the video in the description box, you'll find links to our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at MyHomeKitHome, as well as the blog over at myhomekithome.com. As always, if you found the video useful, you can let us know by giving us a big thumbs up. And if you're interested in more HomeKit related content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of our new content as soon as it's released. Well, it looks like we're going to have a fantastic year with lots to talk about, and I'm really excited for what is to come in 2020, and I hope you are too. So stay tuned to the channel and we'll give you updates as the year goes on. We have lots planned for 2020, including reviews and news. We'll be focusing a lot on our blog as well, and it's going to be a great year, so I hope you come along for the ride. But that about wraps it up for this video. I do thank you for watching, and until I see you in the next one. This has been Dustin with My HomeKit Home.